Test. Okay. All right, Wednesday, January 13th, Eric Arnold here in the sports barn, occasionally known as the Big E, freezing his ass off. It's about 20 degrees out here. So let's get this going. We're going to bring you some college basketball picks here for Wednesday. Let's recap. Congratulations, Alabama. Much the best. Ohio State was in it for about 2 seconds, and then, we just couldn't cover Devontae Smith, apparently. So, among other things. So, Alabama crushing Ohio State. For us, we picked Ohio State. That caps off a perfectly awful college football year for us. Thank God that's over. I'm normally not that bad in college football. I'm really not. Excuses? Well, let's have some. Let's see. Fields injury, I knew that and disregarded it. And he was limited. It was clearly he was limited. He couldn't run. Normally the guy's explosive, and he looked like Carson Wentz out there. The grass, we got no one behind their guys. Their speed seemed to translate just fine on the grass. Ours didn't. Letdown, I guess. That's the part that confuses me, is how Ohio State could look so good against Clemson and now look so bad against Alabama. Is Alabama that good? Was Clemson just simply not that good? Maybe a combination of both. Saban, Ryan Day, when things were going bad, he was just clueless. He really was. And I knew that was going to be a factor. I've disliked the Ryan Day hire from the get-go. I really dislike guys betting on guys like Lincoln Riley and Ryan Day, guys that have no experience, basically, no head coaching experience at all. And they just hand them the keys to the Cadillac. Bob Stoops handed the keys to the Cadillac to Lincoln Riley. Urban Meyer handed the keys to Ryan Day. And I don't know these guys have earned that. Look, I'm sure they're fine human beings and they're good to their mothers. That doesn't mean I need to bet on them. But of course I did, because I'm an idiot. Here, look, all that stuff there, telling you where I should be, and I just disregarded it just because basically I wanted to. So, I don't know. Apparently we're missing 2 D linemen. That hurt. We couldn't get any kind of pass rush. Did it hurt 28 points worth? Of course not. Of course not. It didn't help that our top running back got hurt in the first play. Was that 28 points worth? Nah, probably not. But it didn't help. So, there'll be another season. Hopefully one with fans in it. Hopefully a normal year. Maybe we'll play again sometime, Alabama. But Alabama, national champions, best team in the land. Good for them. Had a couple other things here. Subscriber-wise, I wanted to welcome, our newest subscriber. Sometimes when we had the Bobolinsky rush through here, I couldn't keep track of all the subscribers. We were adding 10 an hour for a while there. Of course, they all want to hear me, bash Democrats and praise Trump, and that's not what we're going to do here in the barn, if for no other reason. YouTube has made explicitly clear that they're going to throw you off if you, praise Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form. Now, I would, kind of call that, a little bit totalitarian, but, whatever. For now, we're going to, somebody once said, some days you got to decide whether you're going to fight or are you going to march. And for the moment, we're going to march. So, but anyway, I did take note of one new subscriber we had, or 2, I guess. It says a linked deal here. One subscriber who's been making some comments on the website, which I like, is James Bond, secret agent James Bond. And then now the newest subscriber is apparently his wife, Dana Bond. Now that confuses me. It's like, wait a minute. What are you saying? This guy James Bond's a real person? That's your real name? I thought that was just a name of art or something. A pen name. You're really your wife is Dana Bond. I mean, I would have thought James Bond was married. That just seemed to be the way that character would have gone. I mean, for one thing, if the guy's married, that's the first thing I, as an evil supervillain, am going to do is kill his wife. Not to gain leverage over the guy or anything like that, just to do it. Because I'm an evil psychopath. So James Bond's married. I wouldn't have guessed that. At any rate, well, welcome. Welcome. We appreciate you stopping by in the barn here periodically, helping us out. Hopefully we can entertain you a little bit. Last thing here before we get to the college basketball, I got to say something here about National Football League. I guess since I made my last video, the end of Doug Peterson here in Philadelphia, the one, the only coach who's ever won us a Super Bowl, and just 3 short years later, he's gone. Well, we fired the wrong guy. I mean, Peterson certainly didn't distinguish himself these past couple of years, but Howie Roseman, the general manager, is the guy that should be canned. And basically what happened was Peterson just got tired of Roseman's interference, and Peterson wanted to run the show. He wanted more power, and for whatever, there was a power struggle. The owner, Jeffrey Lurie, for God knows what reason, came down on the side of Howie Roseman. The guy, hasn't drafted a good player since I don't know when. And that was it. Peterson was relieved of his duties. It was clear Peterson had checked out mentally. It was kind of like, I can do better, but I choose not to. That whole foolishness on Sunday night was, I still don't know what happened there. Peterson was ordered to do that, and he took one for the team, and that kind of was the last straw for Peterson. In other words, hey, I just look like an idiot on national television, and I'm taking one for the team here saying, oh, no, that was my decision as head coach. I absolutely was not ordered to throw that game so we could get 3 more slots up in the NFL draft. I didn't do that. And then he went in and said, okay, that's the last time I'm doing something like that. It's either me or him, and he lost, and he's out. So I like Peterson in 17 and 18, and then I think we were getting a good coach. These last 2 years, Peterson hasn't been a very good coach. So, unfortunately, what I think is going to happen is he's going to go somewhere else and be a good coach again, kind of like Andy Reid did. I kind of wish we could have had that good coach here in Philadelphia again. But the Eagles are in bad rates at the moment, so they have no coach. They're way over the salary cap. They're an aging, broken team without a quarterback. Unless you consider Jalen Hurts your quarterback. So, well, anyway, farewell, Doug. Thanks for the championship. I feared that I would die before we ever won one, so I can check that box. And you're always going to be one of us, Dougie P. Always going to be one of us. So, all right, let's get to some college basketball here for Wednesday. Early game here, VCU at George Washington. And what I've decided to do here is I'm just putting the Ken Pomeroy number there. I think last year we were putting the actual records down, and just for this, just so I can speed up my day a little bit, I'm not going to put the records there. I think the Ken Pomeroy number is good enough to give you an idea who's good, who's not. Give you an idea of the strength of the teams. VCU's a 59, and then there's about 350 teams. So the numbers go from 1 to about 350. And then George Washington, they're one of the worst teams in the A-10. They're 203. The game's at GW. GW catching 10.5 points, and that may go up a little more. You know, who knows? That might go to 11 or 12. But I like GW, and here's why. VCU had a bad loss last time out. You know, I don't know. Is that terrible? You know, that might make them rebound here and want to play harder. But after this game, VCU plays Richmond, and that's one of those games that, you know, Virginia Commonwealth, in case you didn't know, is located in Richmond. Richmond is located in, wait for it, Richmond. So this is one of these inner city, we hate you, you hate us, we hate each other. It's like Xavier and Cincinnati, hatred. These teams hate each other, always have. So we're hoping that VCU's just kind of looking over the fence a little bit here and not taking GW seriously. We think GW has a half-decent coach there. Yeah, he's a young kid that came out one of the minor leagues, and it escapes me where he came from right now. The Metro, maybe? Well, at any rate, we think GW is a live dog here. They're not nearly in VCU's class, but we're hoping the VCU just kind of screws around here and we're able to get a backdoor cover, lose by 8. So that's kind of a plan there. So only 1 star on that. All right, let's have some real games. SEC. You know, I've been thinking about Alabama and watched them beat up Kentucky, which was fun. And my mom, or my wife, my mom, terrible, hope she doesn't see that. My wife said, oh, we hate Alabama, right? And I'm like, yeah, how can I hate Alabama? They beat us by 4 touchdowns. I mean, it's just kind of embarrassing, but, you know, I can't say the game was stolen from us, so, but I kind of like the basketball team. I kind of like Alabama's basketball team. Now, what's that have to do with this? I've been trying to think of a team that's challenging or as good as Alabama in the SEC, and I've forgotten about Arkansas. You know, Arkansas is a team that is on the move in the SEC. They've got a new coach in there. He's a better coach than the guy that he was replacing, and he's making that team relevant again. And we're going to take them here at LSU. This is about an even matchup, according to Ken Pomeroy. We're catching 2.5 points. I like Arkansas. Plus, Arkansas has had some recent success over LSU. We just like Arkansas here. We think we've got a coaching advantage, maybe slight Ken Pomeroy advantage. Like Arkansas, 1 star there. All right, 2 stars on this game in the SEC again. Slight coaching advantage. Bruce Pearl over Tom Crean all day long. Bruce Pearl, 80 to 87, roughly even. We're catching, you know, think about that. We got the better Ken Pomeroy number, and we're catching 1.5 points. You know, I know the game's at Georgia, but, you know, there are no fans there. I mean, just like Gene Hackman proved in Hoosiers, you measure the rim, and from here to there, and it's, I think you will find that the 10 feet and the dimensions of this court are exactly the same as our gym back in Hickory. Right, of course. So, you know, there are no fans there. So, we're going to take that 1.5 points. Now, Auburn, I noted in their last time out, they played Alabama. You know, Alabama, again, just trashed Kentucky in Lexington tonight. So, I'm thinking Alabama's best team in the SEC. And Auburn only lost by 4 points to them. So, I'm thinking Auburn has some hidden value here. One thing, Auburn had a freshman. He played in his first game ever, One game, this guy's played one game of collegiate basketball. He's already the freshman of the week in the SEC. He scored like 30-some points. I may be exaggerating. 20-some points, let's say that. He was just, outstanding, against the best team in the SEC. So, and that's his only game he's played so far because he was ineligible the rest of the season. So I'm thinking Auburn has a bunch of freshmen on that team. That's a team that I expect to get better and better and better. And they're going to start by pounding Georgia. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll take the 1.5, Auburn easy at Athens, Georgia. All right, what else? We got Ashley Howard and LaSalle going at George Mason. Another even game here, 153-151. We're getting 4 points. We're getting 4 points. We're getting 4 points. I don't think much of the coach of George Mason. He has a poor against the spread record. Ashley Howard has great credentials as far as his resume goes. I mean, this guy apprenticed under Jay Wright. We're just going to say LaSalle is going to find a way here. That this is a good spot for them. 1 star there. Let's go to the Southland. We had 2 games last week in the Southland. Won them both. We think that McNeese State from, I believe, Lake Charles, Louisiana? Yes, I think that's right. That's my goal. One of these days I'm going to learn every last Division I team, where they're from and who coaches them. I'm probably 70% of the way there now, but there's still some I have to look up. At any rate, they're a pick'em against the Word, INCARNATE WORD. So we're going with McNeese State, and I can't remember the rationale why. But it's 2 stars, so it must have been good rationale. And then lastly, this one I'm not crazy about this game, just because I think Wake Forest has a really good coach. But he's first year at Wake Forest. Maybe he's not yet familiar yet with the ACC and how things work in conference. Maybe he's just a little over his head right now. Louisville, they're a good team. They're dropping in there. They're only laying 7.5 against a team that's really one of the worst teams in the ACC. We're going to go ahead and take a shot here on the road, laying the 7.5 with Louisville, and see if they can. I said that Wake Forest, they have a good coach. Well, so does Louisville. Chris Mack is no joke. So we think he's going to get in there and get that one. So we got 6 there, 6 games. The ones we like the best are Auburn and McNeese State. Then you got GW, Arkansas, LaSalle, and Louisville. So there you have that. All right. Well, good. Very good. Well, that's all we got for you. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button if it's not too much trouble. Makes me happy. Makes me a better handicapper. Help me help you. Really, if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. We'll, have fun in the barn here off winter. You'll probably have more fun than me because your house is probably heated, unlike the barn. All right, good gambling, good basketball, good luck, thanks, and good night.